First, we'll start with the course introduction, something about manual testing, and then I'll go to automation called the Selenium, and then talk about framework. So let me put the agenda. So I told I think so first we'll see about another course introduction, and another one is for this one automation. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can please interrupt me. Not a problem. Okay, so we don't want to wait till end of the session, and uh, let me put the agenda like this. We'll going to talk more about this is a list of agenda, the summary. What will I learn from this course, and what is basically testing. So suppose you are from a zero background from IT or whatever, right? So we'll just touch base what is testing and why testing is so important, and also we'll see syllabus. So how we design our syllabus for participants, and live project demo. I'll show that end-to-end live project how we do typical testing in IT. Okay. This class is actually we start with the basic, and it has advanced skills and all a lot of concepts of software testing, and this is taught in the sense like real-time scenarios. When I say real-time scenarios, we'll take real use cases and how generally industry works, right, in testing department. So we're going to take those use cases and we're going to run the show. Okay, and also this is very good for beginners as well as little or no testing background or any experience. Okay, and what basically you will learn from this overall course content. So this training will talk more about the software testing, the fundamentals, testing types, or you can call how to develop a test case, the techniques, the methodology, and there is a huge list over here. Okay, and apart from these, we also teach about some of the test management tools. QC is a very popular tool from HP product, and also there's a tool called TestLink. So there is a QMetry. There are a lot of tools available. We'll take up any of these tools, and we provide a full end-to-end training on these tools also. And these tools are very closely related to your the QA, the overall QA. And also we'll talk about the bug tracking, that is Bugzilla. That's a very popular open source tool, and this also will touch base how to do that. And we'll also going to learn about white box testing by using some of the other open source tools called EMMA code coverage tool. So once we are done with these things, right? So next we'll move to end-to-end software testing. So we'll take a live project of Orange HRM. When I say Orange HRM, I think I might be knowing this. Orange HRM is a very open source HR management tool. So we'll take this application and we'll test from starting to end, overall end-to-end QA. Okay, this is what we're going to learn from the overall course. Have any questions?
Yeah, good. I'm just wondering, like nowadays, is it mostly websites that get tested, or also software applications as well?
So what does that come again?
Like, is it only the website that gets tested nowadays? Like, is the testing that involves mostly websites or applications as well?
No, it can be any kind of web portal. It can be any kind of a web portal, not only website. So
it's only web portal nowadays, like not like software.
Any kind
like,
of
like
software application. That's what.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, any software application that runs on web, yes, we can really do that. In any kind of things, we can do this. So it can be a desktop app or it's a mobile app. So testing, according to me, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's not only web, but nowadays most of people, web is very easy to access. Right, you can access from your mobile phone, iPads, and anywhere. So the testing is really across. I can't say limit only for a web app.
Okay.
So, but overall, what we do here is, so I can't, we'll teach only how to test the mobile application, or we teach only how to test the desktop. The concept here is you need to get the overall ground level, really what is testing and what is the concept. The concept remains same across any kind of a domain. Maybe your strategy, maybe the technique will differ for each domain, but your ground level, the concept, the methodology, the techniques remains the same. That's a basic actually. That's a basic. Okay, and so we'll see what is testing basically. I have very basic slide over here, so it doesn't talk much about testing, but at least people who come with a zero background about this IT, right, or software. So some testing is something like an activity where we can check whether the actual results your matches with your expected results, and ensure that your software or whatever the system is totally defect free. That's why we call as a testing. Okay, so now we'll see the syllabus. Coming to syllabus, so I think if you go to our Excel frameworks, right? So you can see a lot of content over here. So we'll talk more about the fundamentals of testing. When I say fundamental, what is testing? I mean, how much testing is enough? Principles, analysis, implementation, and if you know there is something like a life cycle. So this is called as a software testing life cycle. There is something like test design techniques. So it talks about black box or white box kind of a testing, or you can say boundary value analysis, equivalence, partitioning, all kind of design of techniques we're going to see here. And also at last there will be something like test management. How you going to manage your overall test cases. So it's something like planning, estimation, the approach, reporting, the control, the configuration management. So this is basically we you know uh, rely on these kind of a tool. I told right in the previous slide there is something like tool called TestLink or QC, right? So generally we maintain all of our test case development, everything over there. And also we'll see defect tracking. So once we raise a bug, so what is the life cycle about this? Everything we're going to see in detail about defect tracking. And also there is something like database testing. So this is also very important piece where most of the time they expect from a tester. Okay, and at last we will go to the Orange HRM. As I told already, Orange HRM is a HR portal, it's open source portal. So we'll go there and we'll start from now planning, test case, execute, log the overall life cycle. I'm going to show that demo that shortly. Okay, this is overall the syllabus level. This syllabus is designed according to our industry standards. Okay, and have you have any questions over here?
No, no, bro. It's fine.
Yeah, this is the overall syllabus we're going to talk about. Okay, so better I'll give one demo, so probably you understand the closer look how typically it works. Okay, so if you take anything in this world, right? So it has its own life cycle. So in testing, coming to testing, we have something like requirement analysis to a closure activity. So these are different category or the phases we have generally in the software life cycle or testing life cycle. So it starts from requirement analysis, planning, the development, the environment setup, execution, and closure activity. So when I say like this, you may get very high level. So what I'm going to do now, let me show a live example on Orange HRM that probably can relate whatever I say. Okay. So as I said, first there will be requirement analysis. So generally what we get is software requirement specification, or you can say FRD, functional requirement, a document kind of a thing. So these are terms called within our testing team. We get these kind of documents. Then we need to do a planning. We need to write test scenarios, test case design, data identification, execution, defect management, and the status report. So typically when you go to your Orange HRM and we have let's say somebody is going to develop this within a development team and is going to share to the QA team saying that hey I'm going to develop this product as a company, and we have a lot of departments working on different sectors, and as a QA what you're supposed to do. So they share one requirement to you. They share one requirement. So that requirement will look like this. Will look like this. This has it talks about what is the purpose of this document, what is the now overall idea, how it is going to build, how it looks, the look and feel, you know, the everything it look, in detail level. They say so. This is how my screenshot looks. This is how it should be. This is what it's expected at the end of the day to the customers. So each and every information, what you can see, the module wise or whatever, the overall the business case, everything is included in this document. So what QA will do, QA will analyze this document and he understands, oh, this is how my application or the Orange HRM is going to be built tomorrow. Okay, so probably it will take some time to screen everything. So it's step by step. This is the screenshot, this is the business case, and each and every module level they explain it very clearly. This is how the document, and these documents generally will get from a business analyst or very technical guy. They work very closely with the client or whatever. So they want to prepare this and going to share across the team. Okay, now once we got this, uh, what are the next steps? So next step generally we do a test planning. They're doing some planning, right? So the test planning will look like this. So what is plan basically? So before QA is going to take up any kind of action or a task, so generally we do a kind of a planning. So the planning in will talk about what is the strategy to test this Orange HRM. Okay, what is the effort estimation? So how you are going to basically attack this software or attack this Orange HRM? How you going to break the system? So what kind of techniques you use, or what kind of approaches you use? What is the data? So all kind of basic information. This is purely developed by QA team only, probably the lead or a senior QA, right? They are going to build. They are going to understand the whole system. Based on that, they are going to prepare this document. And this document is really very important. Talks about which tool you use, what is the test life cycle, and what is the defect management we use. It's overall in-depth document that contains the full flow. What is the management process we see, what is the design, what is your design process, and what is the execution process. So each and everything we'll see. I'm going to execute shortly, so probably can relate this test plan. So test plan thing like this is basically heart of your the whole overall QA process. So this talks about complete in detail how we are going to execute the application basically. That's what test plan says, the high level. So based on this test plan, what generally tester will do, okay, he's going to prepare some of the scenarios. So he will start writing the test scenarios. So what are these scenarios? Okay, so I'll show one template over here. This is how the scenario looks. So this is a typical template. It talks about project names Orange HRM, the reference document, which document we're going to refer, created by the creation reviewer, and this has template the scenario ID, reference, description, the importance, and everything. If you observe this one, right? So valid if the user is able to enter the Orange HRM system with a successful user account. When I say like this, let me log out. So I have a web page over here. Okay, Avi has a question over here. Okay, basically, this it depends upon the application what we are going to test it basically. You can't say really it's going to complete in 1 hour or 2 days or 3 days. So it all depends upon the application what we have in place, and a lot of people going to involve across the team, maybe senior QA and the managers, the leads, and sometimes the junior level also. They include everyone, and they're going to build a good template, a good template over here. So when I say like this one, this has around probably 18 pages or probably 20 pages. So it will take a lot of time to build. At least typically I should say it should be done within 1 or 2 days, not more than that. That's what I feel. You can't take weeks together to do that. Okay. So we're going to build a scenario. So when I say scenarios, it will look something like this. Valid if the user is able to enter the Orange HRM. So when I go to my portal, I see this is the portal according to my what is it the documentation. So if you go to this my original FRS or SRS documentation, right? They're clearly given that this is how the screen should look. Okay, the same way I'm able to see over here. And if you enter the admin username, the password, and click on login button, what's supposed to happen? So all these kind of scenarios based on the modules, they're going to put that into a template called scenario template. So this will not talk about any test cases, something like that. So from scenarios, we are going to derive the test cases. That's the overall idea. So we need to identify the scenarios. Let me take another scenario. Okay, I have a list over here. It says employee list, add employee, and reports. So what I can do, I can prepare another scenario saying that okay, I want to verify my employee list. So what is there in employee list? I can add, I can delete, I can view, I can search, I can do reset. So there are a lot of controls over here. So one scenarios I can derive a lot of test cases for that. Let me do that. So in the next phase, what we do test case design. So I have another template. It will talk about how to write test cases basically. So and this test case are derived always from your scenarios. Okay, when I say scenario, it's nothing but this scenario, and we have something like this. So this is go to the panel and say enter user valid username and the password. Then you should be able to successfully log in. So when I log out, let's say log out, and let me go to try with some cases. Scenario just told about should be able to log in, but as a tester, what you're supposed to do is you can derive a lot of test cases over here. When I say test cases, Uh, so no correct username and the wrong password. And say wrong password and try to right and check you're able to log into the application or not. Generally, it should not allow you to log in, right? Because there is an invalid credential. So like this, the combination of your test cases, it's keep on increases. That includes both the positive cases as well as the negative cases, the both. So that's the overall idea about the test case. It takes a lot of time to implement based on scenarios. This is a library where it contains all your the execution flow. Okay, and also we'll try to prepare a data also here. When I say data, what is the data to log in? So in my case, it was something like a data of admin and admin, right? Admin is the username and admin is the password. So when I say data, it can be both positive, okay, as well as the negative case, both. So when I say negative, again I can say something like you know. Uh, my data would be admin and the password might change to something else. So these are the combination we can start writing the test case over here and start executing the things. Okay. So the next case will be something like test execution. So how we're going to execute the thing. So I have a test plan is ready. My test case design is ready across my application, the whole application. My data is also ready. Next thing I'm going to execute the test cases on my live project. Okay, so what generally we do, we have another template. This talks about the execution. So generally we call sanity test, smoke test, regression, exploratory test. There are a lot of testing types. So I'll take only the functional as of now. The test case we'll just copy the template the same as test cases, but here if you observe, we'll put some status called as the pass or fail. I'm going to execute live like something like this. When I say invalid credentials, actually this is correct because I entered wrong password. Then I'll go back to my template. I'll make this as pass. Okay, so I'm going to execute each and every test cases over here. If it is fail, then what is the issue? What basically you're trying to do? If it is fail, because I am going to execute something, but is not expected, behavior. I am expecting something, but I am getting something else in my application. Then it's totally deviated from your requirement, right? Your test case totally got failed. So generally, what we put, we'll put as a fail case. Okay, so whenever is a fail rate, I have to track this guy now. I have to track the failure cases. So for that reason, we have something like I'll show Bugzilla, the live application where we generally log a ticket. So this is a Bugzilla is a tool, is a bug tracking tool where to maintain all your tickets or you can call as a bugs. Okay, so I just found one bug. I'm going to log a bug now. So generally we click on new and start go to any of the module. Let's say the HR what is it HRM module and connect check the component and uh, uh, check the version which version working and somebody you say I'm not able to log in. I'm not able to log in. But when you say like this doesn't make any sense, right? So you need to be more clear in your the steps. When I say like this, I'm not able to log in. What's happening basically? So the detailed level steps, right? The detailed level steps you're going to enter over here, and probably will attach the screenshot if something is failing. So basically, what happens when you log a bug? So this is for a tracking purpose, as well as this will shoot to each and every candidate in your team or across the team. Basically, this will go to a development team, and developer guy knows that, oh, there is a bug here. I'm not able to log in, and these are the detailed steps. Okay, let me fix this. So what that guy will do? He will going to fix the ticket, and that ticket will route back to QA team, and QA team is going to execute the same test cases what it's designed over here, and this time probably if it is working, you just say pass. Okay, you just say pass. So this is how it happens. Like if there are 5,000 test case or 2,000, whatever it may be, and based on your planning, the test planning, so this keep on executing the things. Go to the test case, see the steps, see the data, go to the log into the application, and start testing the things. So this all happens shuffling between these documents. So this that's what is about defect management, the overall defect management. At the end of the day, you also see something like status reporting. What is status? So let's say I have 5,000 test cases and you execute 1,000 test cases today. We have a lot of team, and how are you going to manage these things? So when I say status report, generally these reports are preferred. The overall health of your the product testing. There are 100 test cases. There are 5 testers. I took 5 days to execute, and there are something like how many test cases you executed, 18, how many tickets you logged. Each and every detail level is going to maintain in this sheet, in this Excel sheet. But in general, nobody will maintain all these things in Excel sheet. I just showed overall high level, how typically the template wise looks, the concept wise. But in industry, what they use is they use tools called testing or QC. I told in the previous demo over here, there is something like testing or QC. Okay, I think somebody joined, right? Hi, Asad.
Hi.
Hey, good evening.
Yeah,
So we already started with the session. So welcome to XcelFrameworks demo session about manual as well as manual. Okay, I just need to understand just a background, because already we started and we are about to complete the manual testing demo now. So I just need a background about you, what you're looking for.
Actually, I have a A+, N+, and P, NCP. Actually, I'm networking guy. So.
Oh, okay, good.
I was interested in QA.
Okay. So when you say QA, you're totally into you're looking for a QA with automation also, is it? I mean, the Selenium or
yes, Selenium or Roadrunner or whatever you have.
Okay, okay.
Is that Roadrunner is not changed their name to Selenium?
I'm into totally open source tools, so I generally won't train on any kind of license tool. So it's basically HP product. So now QTP is changed to something like UFT or something like that. So a lot of things are getting changed. So the overall agenda here is the QA process that includes about talk about the testing, manual testing, as well as the Selenium. Selenium is an open source tool. We're going to start that shortly, the automation side. So I'm not sure like what background you got. I mean, we are about to complete this session, so we are at the end of the session of this manual testing. We're just talking about what is testing, what is our course content, and what is the syllabus we have. I'll just probably take 5 minutes time for you. And if you go to XcelFrameworks, we have something like a detail level topic. We'll talk about the fundamentals, the STLC, the design techniques, the test management, the database testing, or once it's completed, right? So we'll go to Orange HRM is a live project. We'll take up any of the live project, and from scratch we'll start. So when we say from scratch, how typically the IT or the 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 manual testing team generally does this from scratch. So when I say from scratch, it will be something like this.
Okay.
It will be something like it will be something like this. SRS review, we're going to review the document, we're going to build a plan, we're going to write the scenarios, test case design, identification, execution, defect management, status reporting. So all of these include different template or document, or probably they are different phase basically. All will not start at a time. So the first phase will start with the review. Once we are done with review, we'll go for a planning. Okay. So we have this is where high level we go. But if you have any questions, probably you can come back to me. It's not a problem.
Okay.
Okay. So the videos are recorded probably. They are in YouTube also. The same session. You can come back.
I think I will check it there.
Yeah, it is there. So probably you can come back.
Yeah.
Sorry for this. Yeah, guys, have any questions? I'm going to wind up this manual testing content shortly. I mean the course content. Havi, have any questions for this? Hello. Okay, fine. Okay, so that makes sense. So thanks for this session. So we'll go to next very interesting topic. That will be the Selenium, the automation Selenium. Okay, so I'll go back to my PPT. Okay, so I'm going to put I'll take another half an hour session to talk about automation. Basically, there's a very popular tool called Selenium, and also we'll talk about the framework. So these are very tightly coupled nowadays. So when you know Selenium, also you should know how to implement the frameworks. Okay, so let me put a brief agenda over here. We'll just talk something about what is automation basically, automation versus manual, and about the Selenium. What should I know before getting into this course, and what I will learn from this course, and syllabus, the frameworks, and the live demo. I'm going to show the live demo how we're going to automate a couple of use cases. So basically, when you say automation, right, it's called the test automation. So what generally do tester having a good programming knowledge or whatever is going to write a couple of scripts and uses this script to run on any kind of application. Let's say, for example, we are trying something like login. So login to what? Login to Orange HRM, and even I can automate this application if you know Selenium very well, or the framework implementation very well. I can automate anything, any kind of a web application. Okay, so you're going to write a couple of script and going to validate according to your actual versus expected results. That's the overall automation trend. But before jumping in detail level, right? Some people always try to compare what is manual and why we need automation basically. And again, if you come back to manual, they feel that okay, it's something like board, or I'm going to execute, or the task daily, everything is the same. There is no change in my application. So it's something like there is no learning curve when I get into the manual. And people sometimes neglect running the manual test cases because they have a soup like something 5,000, 10,000 test cases. It's really hard to anyone to sit in front of the machine and start executing one by one. So what generally we do in automation is we want to pick some of the test cases we call as the regression test cases. We're going to pick those test cases and put it into automation suite, and it will run everything. So there is no require for a manual tester to execute the regression cases in typical word. And to automate this, right? So you guys need something now. The analytical skills, or you should be very good at any of the scripting languages, any of the basic languages. Let's say C# or C, C++, or Java, whatever. So by this, what happens is you will get more more clarity in terms of working with the automation, and the career wise also it's really good in terms of updating the skill set, and you are also on par with the industry. That's the reason people always they mix their career manual with automation, managed with automation. Of course, we can't replace this automation totally. I can't replace the manual cases. I can't do that, and all 100% automation is not possible in this world. But still, we industry now uh, go with 40 to 50% or 60% of cases they can automate. So at least they can save some time. They can save some time. Is the overall idea. Okay. So when I say like this, there are a lot of tools available. So when I say a tool, there is something like HP product. They have the QTP, now it's called a UFT, Unified Functional Tester or something. And Selenium we have IBM Silk Test, Complete, Testing Anywhere, Windrunner, Load Runner. Load Runner is purely a performance test tool, and other tools are something like a functional test tool. So our focus is mainly on Selenium now. Okay, our focus is mainly on Selenium. Now the first question comes to mind: what is Selenium? So Selenium is basically an open source tool developed by ThoughtWorks company, and it can automate only a web based application. When I say web application, just now we saw something like orange experiment is running on a web portal, right? I can easily automate. But if the same thing is running on my desktop machine, I cannot really make use of the Selenium. Selenium doesn't support any desktop kind of application to automate it. Okay, and also it's very good in terms of scripting. Let's say C sharp, I can bundle with C sharp with my Selenium, and I can try to automate. If you are good at Java, I can easily write a Java script with Selenium. And this Selenium tool is totally free, zero cost. You can download from Selenium Selenium hq.org, and you can download and can configure, and you can do whatever you want. This is a free open source tool available now. This is a free open source tool. Okay, the what organization will look for is, right. So the candidate should be good in Java or any kind of a programming language, and you should be good at Selenium. Then you can easily implement any kind of framework. Now, before jumping into the syllabus of the next topic, right? So what should I know? I want to become a Selenium automation tester or whatever. Then what should I know? The tutorial what we designed is for both the beginners as well as and little bit advanced also. And you don't have any prior automation experience, not required basically. But what I suggest, if you have a basic programming knowledge, any programming knowledge, then probably this will really help you to uh, solve your problem better. So in this course, what we take is we always do with the Java and the Selenium. Java Selenium is a combination. Okay. So, and what will I learn from this course content? So when I say Selenium just not alone. There are a lot of supported tools that you should learn. All these tools are totally open source tools, and something tools like Web Driver, Grid, Selenium IDE. These three are from a Selenium, and TestNG is not from a Selenium. It's basically a framework, and we'll also talk about Ant, the build management, the POI APIs, the Auto IT tool, WGA tool. There are a lot of tools. When I go to our course content, right, probably you'll get an idea. So yeah, so this is a topic we have. So the course content talks about introduction to Selenium, how to develop test case using Selenium IDE. Selenium IDE is a purely a record and a playback tool, but most of the industry, they won't accept if you know you are good at Selenium IDE. Selenium IDE is purely record and playback tool, but the best practices what the industry expect is now you should be good at WebDriver. So this is something like new. Earlier it was called as RC. Now it has become a WebDriver. So when I say come WebDriver, right? So what we generally do is, we'll in detail we'll see how to download and configure, how to create a profiles, how to install, basic typical how we interact with any kind of a web element, right, or any kind of a UI element. I can easily automate the things with the Selenium, and this is a very detailed level that we are going to talk about this topic. And what are the limitations? What are the advanced WebDriver, TestNG, how to install, how to run a TestNG, or how to skip the test cases, how to parameterize your test cases. What about the report? I'm going to show one demo. Probably understand overall the TestNG how it looks. So to run TestNG, I need something like tool called Ant. So you're going to learn too many things in TestNG and WebDriver. So once you're comfortable with Java or probably WebDriver or TestNG, right? Now it's time to implement data-driven framework or any kind of a framework. So what we designed here, we want to teach two frameworks, that is data-driven as well as the WebDriver, both the hybrid driven framework. And at last we see the SVN and the Maven. SVN is totally your Tortoise client. It check in and check out the code. Basically is a CVS kind of a tool. And also we'll talk about Maven. What is Maven? Why Maven is required in your QA automation. And at last we see Jenkins. Jenkins or Hudson is a CI tool. Most of people know something about the continuous integration tool. So we're going to see that in your CI tool. Okay, so this is overall course content. It's the design like this. And if you come back here, yeah, this is the way the same thing I just explained, right? The same way. And at last, when you come to the framework, so before coming to the framework, let me show the live what we generally do. So this is Eclipse. So Eclipse is a is an IDE where you can start writing your automation script using Java. Okay, so this is Eclipse IDE, and here I'm going to create a project. Probably you'll get a clarity once go get into detail. So let's say I want to open a browser and I want to do some tests. So you have written one simple script over here, and this talks about like this. So this is going to initialize your object, and this is what it says: go to Google and do something. So these are all purely JavaScript. Yeah, it should be good at Java. Then we mix both Java as well as the Selenium, and we'll start automating the thing. Suppose when I run this, what is going to happen is it'll open Google.com in Firefox browser. Okay, and it's going to maximize. Okay, and it is going to search something like called as Selenium, and it is going to print on the screen. This is one typical case we have. So if you go to Google, right? So in Google web page, what I'll do, I'll just search for Selenium. When it says Selenium, right? So I got a lot of options over here. Selenium WebDriver tutorial ID. I'm going to validate whether this data is perfect or not according to your test case. My test case says you search Selenium. Yeah, I think it's launched. Firefox is launched. Yeah, it will search for the Selenium, and it's going to validate all my data. What is going to display the auto suggest, right? It's going to validate it's correct or not. See, it entered Selenium automatically. It's going to render, and it clicked on Selenium ID as well. So when I go back to my script now, right? So probably it will display all the data on my console. Yeah, see here. It found that there are 4 items when I type Selenium, and this is the data. It's going. It's just verified according to actual versus it expected result. So like this, what happens? We'll take case by case. We'll take case by case. When I say case by case, how to automate your calendar, how to capture the screenshot, how to automate the checkbox, how you going to upload, what is it? Upload and download the content, or how do you handle CSS menu? Then how do you drag and drop? How to close or quit the browser? How if it is dynamic XPath, how are you going to handle it? What are the explicit ways? So there's a huge list over here, around 50 case study sample list over here. We can really there's a good content according to the industry standards we have put over here. The course content is designed such a way. It's really good content. Something like interesting will be how to automate my high charts. When I say high charts, right? This is very good piece of information. High basically a charting library. Okay, let's say your application and somebody has built this application and asked you to automate. Hey, can you verify this value? I say Africa, right? This something says historic world population by region. So can you verify this data is now coming perfect or not? Now just imagine as a manual tester, what you do? You just mouse move and verify this data again. Mouse move over here. So there are a lot of 10 test cases around here. So what I can do, I can really automate these cases using my Selenium. So how do we have done this? So we have done this one sample case study over here. It is going to verify the data when a mouse move. Means going to verify the data year 2008, 973 millions. So like this, you can leverage these kind of a concept, or once you're done with the course, right? You can put directly on your own applications where you're working. So this is in detail level about the course content. And before moving to a framework, right? Before moving to framework, I just have a question. Like you have any questions? Please let me know. Or you have any doubts in a course overall course content, or still you are expecting something, some topics need to be covered? Please let me know. Because you have any question?
This is a thought. Do we have to learn manual first and then go to Selenium, or we can go direct to automation?
No, this is Vikas or Ravi. Who is this?
This is a thought.
Oh, sir. It's nothing like that. Nothing like that. But if you get a more clarity in the manual, right? So what happens, like you get an industry touch, like generally how they automate it. And but if you are good at Java and you understand the basic concept of a manual thing, that's fine. But there is no relation between your manual and automation. Typically, there is no relation. But if you're good at Java and you're Selenium, I mean, what are you going to teach, right? This is more than enough. You can easily handle the thing.
What about the SQL? Is the SQL also is a combination with the Selenium or not?
What is the SQL you said?
It's a SQL language. You said Java. If somebody knows a little bit SQL, it will help in Selenium.
Yes, exactly. It will help. If you want, we can cover that also. I think we have a lot of use cases we have. Like I'll take MySQL as open source tool. Let's say there are a couple of tables. I'll write a simple script to validate my data. It's sitting in my database is correct or not. We can pull that data from database using JavaScript, and then I can verify with my Selenium part. So that's purely your Java actually, Java. But you are trying to mix Java and let's say, for example, I'll be more clear now. So let's say when I mouse move Africa, right, I'm getting a yearly some combination, some data is getting it, right. So basically, this data might be sitting somewhere in the database. I want to validate this data against my application. If that is your use case, yes, it's possible. It's possible. So you guys clear with the content, or still something you expect to be there or whatever? So according to industry standards, we're going to cover like SVN, Maven, as a build management tool, and also Jenkins is a continuous integration tool, and the frameworks, and a lot of stuff we cover. Okay, so I'll just move to another topic. We'll take this 10-15 minutes to talk about the frameworks. Okay. So before jumping to the framework, right? So the main condition or the prerequisite here what is you should know in-depth knowledge about the Selenium and a bit in Java. So when you look at this diagram, right? So this is a very typical generic diagram. So we are going to define a lot of things in our frameworks. We call as a reporting layer. We call that as a framework logical layer, automation script, driver script, the repository, the DP layer, the test data, and the something like global variable. So when I say framework, right? So whatever you try to do over here is okay. So whatever you try, whatever you learn till now here is that really doesn't suffice when you run on a larger scale. When I say larger scale, probably you run 100,000 of test cases. You can't really build a script like this, without any head and tail. So we need some framework in place where I can now easily configure my things. It's easy to reuse or easy to customize this thing, or easy to debug or easy to maintain or easy to run probably. So these generally we call these the advantages when you try to build a framework. So what we have done is we have built a very simple data driven framework. What this framework will do here is we can see there are a lot of packages for here, and this framework is designed in such a way that it works for any kind of web application. Okay, so we need to prepare a data table, the configuration in the sense which application you are going to test it. Everything is not hard coded within your the source code. The whole idea of developing a framework is there is no hardcore mechanism. All the thing you have to bring outside the system so that it's more configurable. When I say one example, I'll give. Suppose I want to run my automation script for this application. So if I say Chrome, it has to run on Chrome. It has to run on Chrome, the Chrome browser. When I say Mozilla, right, the same script has to run on Mozilla, a browser. Okay, so we won't create separate test case for automation test case for Mozilla or Chrome or IE, Safari, Opera or Android or whatever. So our case is same, the framework is same, but execution environment probably it is different. So this is the way we say Mozilla, right, automatically runs on Mozilla. I'll show one example probably later. And the screenshot mechanism. So any failure happens, right, where you are going to store the screenshot, and what is the test overall. Basically, we're going to define the test base. Test base is something like just now I told, like if it's a Mozilla, your browser type is Mozilla, automatically Firefox should open. If a browser type is equal to Chrome, see here WebDriver driver is equal to new Chrome driver. You should run your test case on Chrome. So this is one simple if condition or a block. This is more than enough me to write configure my things. It's a one-time task. We're going to configure with this, and here we're going to write a lot of use case. I mean the test base level cases over here, very reusable component basically, or you can generally call as a keywords. We write a lot of keywords over here. When you go to login test, right? So login test looks very simple. So it says something like get data. You get the data from where? From Excel. It says something like get the data from Excel. So probably I'll open Excel now. So what we define over here is I'll define all my test cases over here in Excel sheet. I'll say you run this test case, yes, no, 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 all combination. So when I say yes, it is going to pick the data from this sheet. I know to log in HRM portal or any kind of portal, I have something like data. Suppose you want to log into Gmail. So what is your username or a password? So this is the place where we'll keep all the test data for a application. Okay, so what this framework will do, framework will get the data from this guy and is going to supply to this. So I'll be more clear. So I'm trying to automate this application. Can you see here guest and guest is the data basically. So what happens? This guest data is coming from your Excel sheet. This is purely data driven. Okay, and this data is not hard coded in our system or anywhere in your program. It's always outside the system. Suppose tomorrow password something got changed, I can really change this. I can save and run. So you don't have to really change your code. So that's the way it is very easy to maintain, use or implement or reuse or whatever. Okay. So once I log in, right, the next test case would be to verify or to enter the timesheet. So generally I'll create another test case called create timesheet. I'll make this as Y, and I'll go to another sheet. I'll probably create some data. So whatever you see here, right, is all data for me. I have one drop down. I'll say you want to select project 1. If I say project 1, what happens? Runtime is going to select project 1. So this is very flexible in terms of the data. Suppose I don't want to select project 1, I want to select dummy. So easily come back here and say done. That's it. It is going to select the data. But the question is how it is written, how the code is written. That is very important for us. That's the way you need to understand. So the code is written very simple. So you go to create timesheet. Here you can see we use the select class API from Selenium WebDriver. We say select project. When I say project, right, this guy will get from data from a create timesheet Excel sheet. here, right? Create timesheet, Excel sheet. You want to get the data from here. A dummy at runtime, what happens? You'll pass this data as a dummy. Now, when you go back here, it's going to select a dummy over here. So, like this, what happens? We're going to create a lot of use cases in our package called com selenium suite test. We're going to create a lot of use cases over here. Now, let's say I ran everything. I want to see the result. So, what is the result overall? Pass, fail, or whatever. So we have something like XcelFrameworks reports. So generally is another open source tool. It clearly says this is overall test case, pass, fail, or whatever for my automation script. Let's say you ran 100 test cases, it will display all 100 test cases result over here. So always you typically see in your manual test cases. In manual, I want to see how many pass, in process, skip, fail, right? So I want to capture everything. So you don't have to build this report. There is something like XcelT. XcelT is a free plugin for SNG. We are going to use this XcelT plugin, and we are going to view the reports or build the reports like this. So this report is generally helpful to the management team or within a team. Says okay, these are our percentage pass, skip, or fail, or whatever overall health of this automation suite. And also we're going to talk about the ant and everything. In the same way, we have hybrid driven frameworks also. We have a couple of frameworks. So this framework probably will get more idea when we start implementing from scratch. Okay, I think we got a basic idea about this framework. So, you have any questions? Let me know. Because you have something.
Thanks, Guru. No.
Okay. So, Asad.
I have no question. It's all right.
Okay. Fine. So, somebody joined over here. Okay. TK. So I think I'm done with my overall sessions. We talked about the manual part as well as the automation part. So if you have any questions or whatever, you can just shoot me a mail or whatever. You can still have another sessions to get more clarity on whatever. So this is the overall content we just try to drive the show. So according to the industry standards, this is what we have. So you're going to learn a lot of tools over here. Yeah.
Do you have a? I can see the recording because again, I can see the recording for this demo.
Yes. Already in the previous session for a couple of demos you have done that. We'll do that. We'll share this. It's on in the YouTube channel. We'll do that.
Okay.
Okay. So fine then. So I think we can end up the session.
All right.
So hope you got a high level clarity about. I have very less. One and a half hour time to understand you guys about the Selenium, about the XcelFrameworks, what they do. So that's fine. Hope you got a high level clarity about the syllabus wise, how we execute the things and everything. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Vikas. Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Rupa, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear, but I just joined. Sorry, I'm at the West Coast and I didn't see the timing.
Oh, okay.
I missed the class.
Okay. So as welcome to XcelFrameworks. So we're talking about the overall agenda for the manual testing as well as automation testing. So before getting into these details, I just need a brief background about what you're looking for, and then I can explain what we generally do. So what's the background, Rupa?
Yes, yeah. Actually, I'm a citizen, and I have about a 12 years experience in CA. It's not that this is something new to me.
Oh,
Okay.
good.
Yeah. I work for a bank. I've been working for Bank of America about 8 years now as a test lead. But most of my job is related to manual. I never get a chance to learn automation testing.
Wow.
Yeah, I would like to learn Selenium and apply for a new job.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Then you landed to the correct the content. So we
Right.
just done with the introduction, but I can talk about at least 5 minutes for you. So that's the reason I asked the background about it. Okay. We do train on Selenium front, the open source tools. And you have any background in programming like Java or C++, something like that?
No, not really.
Not
So
really.
that's the problem. I have done only manual testing, and that too most of the work related to coordinating between onshore and offshore.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, I didn't get a chance to learn any languages or my automation. Yeah.
Okay. So what we generally do, we have design the course content on a Selenium part. It looks something like this. We'll talk about more about you know uh, the syllabus wise, according to industry standards, right? So we're going to design in such a way. We talk about Selenium ID, WebDriver, TestNG, Tortoise, frameworks, the CI tool, the Selenium grid. The topic's really vast. So what you can do is probably you
Louder. I'm not able to hear you well.
Hello, can you hear me now? Hello. So what you can do is probably I'll share the recorded on the YouTube channel. So probably you get more clarity that talks about the full in-depth about the syllabus, how we implement, how we execute. It talks about the frameworks and end-to-end overall automation. So probably we'll share that, and you get you might get some more clarity. What kind of syllabus we execute. I mean in our within XcelFrameworks. And we can do we are going to do another session on Monday also. Probably you can join on Monday. That makes more sense.
Oh, sure. Monday at what? At what time?
Maybe it will be same time. Same time in the sense it's our time. For your time it will be I think 5:30 or something.
No, it's
6 is it?
It's 6:45 now. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's
maybe
1 o'clock.
8:30 p.m.
8:30 p.m. Okay.
8 p.m. Yes, 8:30 p.m. It will be 8:30 p.m.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have one more session on Monday. So meantime, probably you can see the YouTube channels. We have same course content, and also it's a lot of other use cases are there to see the way we teach the overall the WebDriver. But a lot of sample videos are there. We can just plug in those videos and just see the way we what style we teach and how the environment. We'll get more clarity in the terms.
Okay.
And this course is really helpful for you guys. You have done mostly into manual, right? So this is a very advanced topic. This is on par with the industry standards. When I say industry standards, there are a lot of frameworks, data driven, hybrid. Too many things are there. So you get a chance to learn too many things in a single platform over here. So the course contents are really good in terms of the standards.
Okay.
This is the overall idea.
And one more thing, I mean, would you place also for the job? Would you help us?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do provide those kind of things. So that is placement also is there, but probably need to check with our team what they are trying to do. We do have a placements. We do have a placements.
I mean, would you do like on-job help, like while we are working? We might have questions if we are new to the job, right? Yeah.
Yes, it's both actually. Once they are new to the topic or new to the job, as well as working and you're looking for a change. Yes, we do provide a placements. Yes, we do that.
Okay.
So the overall the training would be something like this. So once you're done with the content, right? Also we do some lot of case studies, and I'm going to assign a lot of uh, uh, online test, not probably online test. We'll do a lot of assignment basically, and those assignment are typically the interview questions. So when you go to any kind of interview, right? So having this rich experience with Selenium manual or whatever, so that really helps you to get the job.
Okay.
So it's not something like you just complete the course and run the assignments, complete and just go. So we also train how typically industry expects when once you've done with this course, what type of questions they ask based on your experience, because you have around 10 to 12 years experience. That's what I understand, right? So
Right.
how to fine tune out, how to bring these your rich experience and put it in the Selenium and show them that okay, I have a very good rich experience in Selenium, working from so many years in the banking domain or whatever. So those kind of things, yes, we help a lot.
Yeah,
We do
yeah,
that.
that's what
We
my
do that.
plan. Maybe I can get through the
Yeah.
interview, but once I get a job, I may need help, right? So
Yeah, definitely. We have a lot of interviews at around 120 or 130 questions. We have. We do a lot of things. So that's probably the end of the show. I mean, once you're done, the whole idea is to get a good concept on the overall automation side. Once we get it, other things we can just fine tune. It's not a big deal. We can do that.
okay,
So, you have any questions?
and that's all. That's all for now,
Okay.
and I will try to attend the class on Monday.
Yeah, Monday. Yes, sure.
Okay.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye.